Welcome to the Ruins of Kiva. You are an aspiring archaeologist trying to make a name for yourself. You find out that these Aztec ruins have been discovered in Mexico. You put together your team and you get down there as fast as you can, but it's a battle over who can find the most priceless artifacts. So basically, I'm going to explain how this game is played. So that's kind of the background to it. So here's some of your cards. So these are the skill deck over here. So you got three suits. You got your Jaguar, you got your Lizard, and you got your Vulture. Okay, none of them's better than the other. The numbers go from 1 to 20. Okay, if you want to play on the other side, this is the Aztec side. So you got their Aztec names, and then you got the Aztec numbering system up here in the corner. Okay, if you want to play that way, if you're feeling a little more in the spirit. Okay, so we got the cards. So what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle all three of these decks. Okay, this one you got to make sure that a dig site card is on top, which is different from the water well. Okay, and then you got to make sure that this symbol on the skill deck matches the symbol on the ruin deck, or make sure the suits match. Okay, then you take the skill deck and you deal out 7 cards to each player. Okay, so what you're going to have is you're going to have a mix of cards like so. Okay, you got a mix of cards. So what you're gonna do is to play. So on the first round, everybody has to play a vulture. Okay, if you have a vulture, you have to play a vulture. Okay, got the suit, you got to play the suit. So let's say my opponent plays that one. Let's say I play this one. Okay, so we both played vultures. So whoever played a higher number is the one that's gonna win. And if you win on a dig site card, which is this one, then you'll get an artifact, which means you found the artifact because you were luckier, or you put in more effort, or however you want to say it. Okay, so what you do is you flip over the card. So on the back of the card, the vulture, or whatever the symbol was on the front, is always going to be right here in the middle. Then you're going to have the other two suits either above it or below it. So jaguars beat vultures, and vultures beat lizards. So if you didn't have a vulture and you had played a jaguar, you'd beat any of the vultures or lizards. Now if you played a lizard, then whoever played a vulture would have beat you. Okay, so we flip them over. Okay, so we got 16 and 2. So I won, and it was a dig site, so I get an artifact card. Okay, and then he lost, but he still gets to draw a replacement skill card. Okay, so let's look at this artifact here that I just drew. It says, play immediately, place this artifact directly into your storage, and then discard one skill card from your hand, and do not draw a replacement. So this is a bad one. You don't want one of these. So I'm going to put it over here into my artifact storage, but then I also have to go through my hand and pick a card that I don't want. So I'll pick this one, okay, and I'll throw it in here. Okay, and then we discard our cards, and then we get ready for the next one. So, okay, suits lizards, so you have to play a lizard if you got it. But water well is different. You don't want to win the water well card, because if you win it, that signifies you're out, you're exploring, you're trying to dig, find artifacts, which normally is good, but in Mexico it's really hot. And so if you're out there digging for too long, you're going to get dehydrated. So the last one to the well is the one that's going to get dehydrated. So basically you want to lose on this one to win, or, so it's lizards. So let's play some lizards here. So let's say, for example, I play this one, the other guy plays that one. Okay, again, we both played lizards, so it doesn't matter with the suits. So lizards, again, it's the one in the middle. We flip them over, 18, 18 to 19, so I played a lower card. So I don't get an artifact because it wasn't a dig site, it was a water well. So I just get to draw a new card, whereas this other player does not, because he was out digging and he got dehydrated, so he lost his skill basically. Okay, so the next one's Jaguar. So let's say that he plays his Jaguar, right? Okay, and then I don't have a Jaguar, let's say for example, so I'm just going to play this here Lizard, because I think that 50-50 chance my Lizard is going to beat his Jaguar. So now it really doesn't matter what number's on either of the cards, it matters what's on the top. So my Lizard is lower than his Jaguar, so he would win the artifact, so he would draw the artifact, and then I would just draw a replacement card. So here is an example of a skill artifact. So it's a 0. So it's not going to be any of the other jaguars. But if you happen to play it, say out of turn, so like on this next card, we'll play it. So even though he has, say, a vulture card, he can play down that jaguar. You know, I having a jaguar card, I will play my jaguar, or not jaguar. I will play my vulture card, okay, because I have a vulture, so I play a vulture. He plays the artifact. Even though he does have a vulture, he can play an artifact skill as a skill, even though he has the correct suit. And then we flip it over, okay. So my vulture is right there, and then he played a jaguar, which is lower, so it was a gamble. But hey, you know, it could have been on top, and he could have won with a 0. You never know. So then he would put his artifact there. We discard this. I won, so I would draw an artifact. He didn't win, so he would draw a new skill. And you keep playing over and over until this ruin deck runs out. You may have to shuffle the skill deck a time, but that's how the game is played. So let me just show you a couple of the other artifacts that there are. So you got the Great Lizard. So basically this beats all lizards. It's like the trump of lizards. It beats lizards. You have On Top of Everything, okay, or Epoch Mochi, okay. Basically this beats every single card, all the skill cards. It beats all of them. Okay, and then another one, you play this card from storage to draw a skill card when one was lost. When this card is played, discard it. So what you do is after you've drawn your artifact, you can, before the next card is played here, you can say I'm going to put it into my storage, and then you draw another skill card. And then what that does for you is, say you drew the cave in here that I drew earlier. You draw this cave in where I didn't get to draw one and I had to discard one. I can be like, no wait, I don't want to lose one of those cards. I can pull this out of my storage and then draw another skill card, and then you just discard it right there. Okay, and that's how the game's played. So when this deck runs out, you count up how many artifacts you have. Whoever has the most artifacts wins the game. And then you'd have to see the rules if there's a tie and whatnot. But I hoped you liked my video. Thanks for watching.